Okay, so last time we left you, we had the 2D drawings of the trike and where we got up to. Some of those have changed slightly since the last video. So you can see here the two main differences. The last time the video we had was we were going for a kingpins over the crossmember setup, but this time we're changing back to the kingpins under the crossmember, so the crossmember sits down onto the kingpins. And the other one is we've changed to a 2-roller setup. This is due to mainly the restrictions we've had to impose on ourselves, given how small we want to get our new fairing for 2015, which will be in a video probably late December. We'll show you all that. Might be a little Christmas present for everyone. So that was the side view, and that was a side view also. So you can see we start basically with our 3D. That's our rear wheel there. This is our front wheel here. Then we start initially with your main pieces. So this is your cross member here. Two main parts is your main cross member, and that's made of the 35 by 70 oval size tubing, which we're using throughout the project. And then the other one, this one here, is your other important one, which is your kingpin tube. So it's the angle of that is based, and the offset is based around your kingpin setup, whether you're using Sturmey Archer hubs, disc brake hubs, or a maybe your own sort of setup, which we will also be using in 2015 is our own hub setup. So we'll show you that in another video as well down the track once we've got it completely finalised. So we'll keep scrolling through the feature tree. So this one here, that's a little representation. That's your bottom bracket. That's where that's located, and these are all based off the 2D sketch we did right at the start. So you can see this bottom bracket is one feature of that big sketch we did earlier on. So that's just a simple extrude feature, and the easiest way to do all this stuff, you can see I'm only doing one side of it. It's because SolidWorks has got some great tools, including a nice mirror tool. So we just do everything one side, and then we just mirror it as we need. So this is your main side rail, seat rail. So that's going to extend back 650 mil, and that's extruded off that front crossmember sketch. Scroll back down, and we're starting to put in our main drive tube, bottom bracket mounted at this end, and then we'll have our first roller at the other end here. So you can see that's all trimmed up there. One oval tube on the top with an additional support shaped underneath. These are all fairly just indicative. It's sort of just, at the moment, we're not worried about the exact detail of everything. It's more just filling the gaps between your critical points, which is points like your bottom bracket, your rollers, your kingpins, your dropouts, so all those bits. So we keep rolling, and then so we've got in here our front roller, which is probably your more important one out of the two. You want it to be straight in line with your chainring and bottom bracket, so that you got a straight chain line to your front roller, and then as you head towards your back, you actually want a little bit of lateral movement from left to right, so that when you get your cassette here at the back, so you're going to have probably 50 mil of lateral movement there in your X direction. So if you have your first roller is here, second roller will be around here, and then that gives enough chain cross so that your chain's still fairly efficient. If you have your second roller way back here, your chain's going to be slanting in at this angle or slanting out at this angle, and it's not going to be really efficient. So you want as little angle as you possibly can on your on your chain in that lateral direction. So we'll keep scrolling down. So that's added in the second rear rails, and we've also mirrored everything. So that's essentially the raw skeleton of what we'll have made out of the tubes. The thing with carbon fibre is everything's connected and everything plays its role. So here, all your main points will be confirmed and locked in. So your rear dropout to your kingpins and your bottom bracket and your front roller mount will all be locked in. And then we move to our seat. Should pop up here. So there's your bucket seat there. So that'll be a foam sandwich made of carbon fibre. And you see what we've essentially incorporated into the design is a double triangle sort of setup. So from the crossmember here, we'll have a bar. It won't be a bar in that it'll be a rib incorporated into the seat. So it'll go from the crossmember here down to this point here, and then back up to the crossmember here, to your main side rail here. And you also another thing to keep in mind, even though carbon fibre, once you join it, it's joined, and it should be as structural as the part next to it where it was an integral tube. We also made sure that it joins back, not on this piece here. It's just like when you're designing things in, say, steel, you don't want a big knuckle. You don't want everything to come to the same point and converge, because it's a big stress concentrator, and you want to spread the load evenly around everything as much as you can. So first triangle's there, crossmember, base of your seat, up, and then the second triangle will be up here, a foam rib up through the side of the seat, and then back down to the rear axle. So we'll keep scrolling through. Not too many more features to add. So that's our rear derailleur setup, popped in there. Indicative front chainring, so that's going to be for foot clearance. And new fairing as we're designing it. Just some fillets to neat everything up. As you can see here, we'll have the chain guide. The chain will actually go over the cross member, so we'll have to have a little guide over for that. And then we'll also start placing in our steering arms. So this is a rough and ready sort of setup for the CAD. There's a few pieces missing, like a bar back here. Second roller is obviously not incorporated either. A few other bits and pieces which we'd need to add into our initial kingpin, just all sort of indicative in there so that we know everything's in, everything's going to fit. And then we'll start putting in more finalised components which we'll build separately, like full wheels, cranks, chain rings, derailleurs, steering arms, linkages, and then we'll make sure that everything has its spot and everything has clearance. So we want to make sure we're going to have a good alignment from the kingpin here to our steering arm back here, and what angle that steering arm is going to come off at, and then also additionally where we're going to have our Ackerman arm, whether we have it coming off in this direction over in front of the cross member, or we have it trailing the cross member and it going under the seat. So we'll have to work all those things out down the track, but I just thought we'd give you guys an update as to how things are progressing. And so that's our model in 3D at the moment, and hopefully maybe next week or so we'll have some more finalised parts, put in the wheels, cranks, and finalise all the small detailing like the dropout, put in our kingpins and steering arms and etc. And you guys will be able to tell us what you think. If you've got any other questions, just shoot us an email on on our Facebook page, which is www.facebook.com/HPR team, or through the website where this will be posted up. Radio, thanks for watching, and I hope it's been helpful.